Hey friends, welcome back to Big Nate's Whiskey Lounge. I am Big Nate, coming at you with another video comparing a line. Now there are 5 pours that I'm going to be doing. There are technically 6 in this lineup. This is going to be Benchmark. So we know Benchmark has the 80 proof version. I don't have a bottle of that. I used to, it's gone. But we're going to do the other 5 that Benchmark came out with in 2021. We are going to do the top floor. We are going to do small batch. We have single barrel, bonded, and full proof. All right. So we're going to do those. I'm going to do them in order of proof. And yeah, so these, you'll see that these are in little test bottles. These were given to me as a gift by my buddy Brandon Stevens. Brandon, thank you so much. Brandon bought all 5 bottles while he was in Kentucky for Whiskey Weekend. We were hanging out, and he gave me pours of all 5 so that I could do a review of them. So we're going to do that. So we're going to give these a pour and see how they are. So this is going to be the top floor, which is 86. I didn't need to use the jigger because these are only 1 ounce glasses, so we won't need that for the next. But since this is top floor, this is small batch. This is 90 proof. Top floor is 86 proof. Then we have single barrel at 95 proof. We have bonded at, of course, 100 proof. And then we have full proof at 125. There's quite a bit of color difference between single barrel and bonded. That was interesting. All right. We got top floor. So apparently, in reading the bottle and everything, and also the podcast, Will and Grease did a video on these at one time. So check that out. It's going to be more interesting than my video. Gives you a little more detail. And they actually had the bottles and everything. They also had different camera angles. So check that video out if you're interested in these. I'm just giving you a tasting. So top floor is basically from the top couple of floors of the warehouse. .86 proof. It's thin. Not much interest. Not much on the nose. Sorry about the cat again. He's lonely. A little bit of fruitiness on it. It's thin. There's not a lot of nose to it. Not a ton of nose. Okay. It's okay. It's good. It's more interesting on the back end than it is on the front. On the front end, it's thin, not much to it. It goes down, gives you a touch of a hug, just a touch. And then, but it lingers a little bit oaky. A little bit of rye spice on the tongue. It's good. That's pretty good. Let's give it another taste. Okay. It's pretty good. I did actually believe I tried that one when I was in Kentucky when Brandon opened it. I think that was the one I tried. So this is small batch, 90 proof. Again, small batch really doesn't mean anything. However, in this case, I think it does. They did say on the bottle they try to keep it a small batch, limited number of barrels. Some of it's marketing, blah, blah, blah. 90 proof, small batch. So this is more of a standard entry level proof. And that nose is less than on the. It's actually more dramatic on the top floor than the small batch. This is way small. Like there's almost nothing to it. Sweet, corny. Lot thinner. So the thinness that was on top floor at the beginning, but then it gets more interesting in the back end. Small batch, it's just that way all the way through. Definitely, I couldn't even tell you that there was a proof difference. The flavor difference between, and we're talking 4 proof points. So we're talking, this is 90, this is 45%, this is 80, this is 43. Talking 2% alcohol. You can't tell the difference. Honestly, I would say that for some reason there are flavors on the top floor that are coming through now that I'm going back to the nose. I'm going to go back to the taste in a second. The top floor is more dramatic than the small batch, and that might be for a reason. Maybe higher heat on the top floors maybe makes for more interaction with the barrels. Who knows? Okay. Yeah, I prefer the top floor of the small batch. There's just more to it. Again, thank you to Brandon for letting me take pours of this. Definitely appreciate it. This video is dedicated to you and your awesomeness. This is a single barrel, so this is 95 proof. So up to 47.5%. So we go 43, 45, 47.5, 50, and then we jump up pretty high we jump up to 62.5, so. Same thing on the single barrel. I'm getting a very similar nose to the small batch. So again, the top floor is more dramatic. Just not a ton. We're talking, just a little bit. But when we're comparing whiskeys, we have to pull out differences. And so there are differences. They're just not huge, This single barrel particularly is a little bit funky. It's almost got a little bit of a sour note on it. The nose to me was almost identical to the small batch. But the taste, there's a little bit of a sourness to this. It's got the same thinness. It's got the same flavors and everything. There's just a bit of a sourness to it that's different. Interesting. Yeah, you think so too? I just don't know what to think of that. It's just, I just don't know. It's good. I'm still going top floor for some reason. They're all good. Quite frankly, I believe Brandon said these were all $25. He might have said they were less. I believe he said 25. Brandon, if you watch this, throw in a comment if you want to, telling me if there were any price differences. I think we talked about it. I just can't remember. I know when the podcast reviewed it, they were all $25. I know that I can get a handle of the regular 8, the benchmark 8, the 80 proof version for like $20. And I thought about getting one before I did this video, but I decided to do this video tonight, and so I didn't have a bottle, and that's fine. It's really not that big of a deal. Now, this is bonded, so this is going to be 100 proof. This is bottom bond. Now, some people make it confused, and I'm only saying this because I've had conversations with people that some people might think that bonded is different than bottled and bond. It's the same thing. So when you see Old Granddad bonded, when you see Benchmark bonded, it means bottle and bond. I was reading the Brandon's bottle of bonded, and it gives the same story about the Bottle and Bond Act of 1897, and blah blah blah. So it's the same thing. It's just bonded versus bottle and bond means the same thing. Okay. Not as interesting of a nose as it's more interesting than small batch and single barrel, but and it's interesting. That became kind of syrupy. Yeah, little bit slightly more dramatic of a nose on the bonded. Kind of a butterscotchiness. Yeah, like a burnt caramel, but it's butterscotchy. There's a difference between caramel and butterscotch, and it's butterscotch. Excuse me. Sorry about that. There's a lot more to that. That's competing with Top Floor for my favorite. There's just more flavor. These were pretty thin. The flavor, there just wasn't much of it. This had more, and this might be competing with that. Kind of more oaky. I've had a little bit tonight, so I apologize if I'm not giving great notes right now. I'm just comparing them together. These are technically bottom shelfers. They're $25. Well, $25 is like entry level stuff, like like Buffalo Trace or Wild Turkey 101 type like that. But the regular benchmark is a bottom shelfer, and these are just so. But these are So I apologize if you're looking for notes and you're disappointed with me. Go watch the podcast. It's more dramatic. This got prettier, and it could be because it's been oxidizing, but it's been out the same amount of time that has, basically. This is prettier and sweeter. This is a little bit more dramatic. A little bit spicier. The proof just nailed my left nostril. Spicier on the taste, too. And going back to it, the thinness of the proof differences, very noticeable. Very noticeable. All right. Bonded has it so far. Right now, I'm going bonded, Top Floor. I like the funky sour note on the single barrel, and then we got small batch. That's my ranking so far. Now to full proof. A $25 for a full proof, $125. That's crazy. Oh my goodness. This is a butterscotch cookie. It's a baked cookie. This smells so good. Oh man. There's a touch. So I have a bottle of the White Dog. Buffalo Trace sells 375s of some of their mash bills. You can get their mash bill 1, their rye mash bill, and their wheated mash bill. You can't get mash bill 2. Not sure why, but you can, at least in my area. There's a movie theater popcorniness on... Nah, I'm not going to grab it. It's too far down. And I'm fat and lazy. There's a touch, there's a buttery, like the fake, the butter that you get at movie theaters. That is very, very dominant on the White Dog. And I don't know if this is mash bill 1. I'm assuming it's mash bill 1. But I can get a little bit of that. But there's so much. It's a butterscotch cookie. When my mom would make butterscotch cookies, this is what it smells like. Oh my goodness, it just jumps. It's so sweet. So just butterscotch. and that little bit of that butter. Oh man, this knows I can live in it. I know, Thor. I know. Thor agrees. Could be because I'm acclimated. Should I admit it on camera? This is my 11th whiskey of the night. Now, you'll see, I'll drink more of these, but I don't usually finish. I'll finish these because they were sample pours and only 1 ounce. But I don't usually finish all of my pours when I do videos because I do a bunch at a time. But this is my 11th of the night, but it's my favorite of the night. It's just so good. It's the highest proof I've had tonight, too. Sweet. Oh my goodness, that nose is just so good, guys. Oh man, it's full proof all day long. It's just not even close. Full proof, bonded, top floor, single barrel, small batch. All good whiskeys, but we have to find differences between them. And those are the differences. Man, that nose is ridiculous. What's it? Ridiculous? Ridiculous? Is that? Butterscotch continues onto the taste. It clings. It's more, honestly, there's not a ton of the finish. It's clinging as far as proof points go. Like the sides of my tongue are tingling a little bit from proof. But I'm not necessarily getting a massive Kentucky hug. I'm getting a little bit of one, but that could be all of them combined. And it could be because I'm acclimated. But that's really good. That's my favorite. So this is Benchmark. Top floor, small batch, single barrel, bonded, full proof. Fantastic stuff. Once again, thank you to Brandon Stevens for hooking me up with these sample pours. Love you, man. You're a great guy. And be sure to stick around for more videos. I appreciate your time. I appreciate you watching. Appreciate your support. Have a good one.